I got some NBA stuff on my mind that I wanted to get to because I was incredibly passionate about it this morning on national television, and I wanted to revisit that topic in a more intensive fashion, or in a more intense fashion. That's the first order of business for me today. I wanted to address the comments made by Indiana Pacers point guard Tyrese Halliburton and what he had to say on the NBA's rule of a 65-game minimum players must reach in order to be eligible for awards like the Most Valuable Player Award and All-NBA honors. Check out what Tyrese Halliburton, had to say here. Quote, "I think it's a stupid rule, like plenty of the guys in the league." He goes a step further, okay? But this is what the owners want. So as players, we got to do our job and play in 65 games if we're able to. So that's what I got to do. Take care of my body to be able to play in those games. And I think you're seeing other players in the league kind of face the same thing. As long as the owners are happy. That's what he said. I disagree with some of what he said. It ain't about the damn owners. It's about you. Not Tyrese Halliburton, but the modern day player. And what you've regressed into, and the lack of appreciation you've showed for pioneers who came before you that put you in a position to get the money that you're getting. But before I delve any further and deeper into it, I wanted to show you and air for you what I had to say on First Take on ESPN this morning. That's my day job. This is me talking to my man Mad Dog Christopher Russo of the Mad Dog channel on Sirius XM Radio Channel 82. This is what I was saying to him and host Molly Kiram just this morning on this very subject. Take a look. They came up with a strategy that's going to compel you to play in those games to ensure that you earn your damn money. Because the people who built this league for you, that's what they did. Michael Jordan couldn't have sat out games. Patrick Ewing couldn't have sat out games. All of these people that's played in the NBA, the Kareems, the Wilts, everybody that helped build this game, they couldn't have set out these games, but they did. You know, they didn't do it. Why didn't they do it? Because it wasn't just about them. It was about the league and really propping up the league and making sure you live up to a standard that was set before you. They did it for the future generation of players. And some of these players, not most, not all, but some of them have basically gave the proverbial finger to the league, right, to the media, to the public. And the NBA said, damn that. Amen. Giving myself an amen. But it buffers even more. It's augmented even more by the great Irvin Magic Johnson, who tweeted out his response to those very comments I made on First Take this morning. This is what he wrote on X, formerly known as Twitter. Quote, "I was so happy to watch First Take this morning and hear my great friend Stephen A. Smith and Mad Dog talking about the new NBA rule where players have to play in 65 games for at least 20 minutes to be eligible for MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player, the All-NBA teams, and the All-Defensive teams. Fans were upset after spending money to see their favorite players not play, so my friend, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, had to take action and implement this new rule. It's good for the league TV partners, ABC/ESPN, TNT, NBA TV, the local TV partners for all 30 teams, sponsors, the NBA, and last but not least, the fans. You know, I love when my boy Magic Johnson watches my back and look out for me. Thank you, brother. You know I love you. Check this out. What about Wilt Chamberlain? Remember the great Wilt Chamberlain, ladies and gentlemen? In 1962, Wilt played all but 8 possible minutes for the Warriors. He set single-season league records for minutes per game at 48 and a half, and minutes played 3,882 minutes. 48 and a half minutes. That is more minutes than is in an actual game. There's nobody that's doing that in this day and age. We understand. The level of parity exists. The game is harder. It's faster. It's more physical. There's more wear and tear in your bodies. We get all of that. This conversation is not about injuries. It's not about injuries. It's about people who were sitting down even though they were healthy enough to play because they wanted to preserve themselves and prevent themselves from getting injured while they were collecting a damn check. That's what this is about. It's about you choosing to go to work when you want to because your contract guaranteed. And you know, come hell or high water, no matter whether you take days off or not, you're going to get paid. Now, if everybody was like that, and that was the culture of the league, and that's what it was built on, it would make more sense. That's not what it was built on. Michael Jordan played 15 years in the league. 9 times he played all 82 games. 12 of the 15 times he played 78 games minimum. 12 of the 15 years. We see that. Karl Malone played all 82 games 10 times. John Stockton played all 82 games 16 times. Gary Payton played all 82 games 9 times. Even Kobe Bryant played all 82 games 4 times. He came in the league in 1996. We don't see that. You see the numbers up there. Scottie Pippen, 5 seasons. Dennis Rodman, 5 seasons. I already mentioned the other names to you. Notable Hall of Famers and the number of 82 game seasons they played. What are we seeing today? We seeing cats taking games off. You want me to go down the list? Can I get it on the board, please? Show me the list. Let's start with it. Let's talk about Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard has only played in at least 65 games in 3 of his first 12 years in the league. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, he hasn't played 65 games in the season since 2017. But guess what? Unlike Michael Jordan, who averaged $4 million per season in his career, or a host of other players who paved the way for these modern-day players, Kawhi Leonard has already earned $276.5 million through this season. Kyrie Irving, you didn't think I was going to forget about him, did you? Kyrie Irving, magnificent handle, ball handling skills, finishes at the basket, a superstar talent in this league, has only played in at least 65 games in 4 of his first 12 seasons. And he hasn't played 65 games in the season since 2019. Through this season, Kyrie Irving will have earned $270 million. Anthony Davis, Los Angeles Lakers. Bravo. Bravo. I mean, my God. He's only missed 3 games this year. Beautiful thing. Everybody's making a big deal out of it. You know why? Because Anthony Davis has played in more than 60 games in each of his first 6 seasons, but he's only topped 60 games once in the last 5 years. He will have earned $266.6 million through this season. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, he's averaged 28 missed games per season over the last 4 years. When you rave about Anthony Davis missing only 3 games this year, and you applaud him because clearly he's worked out and he was ready. He didn't get ready, he stayed ready, and as a result, he's balling for the Los Angeles Lakers this season. Do you know the part that you're leaving out? Well, evidently, you're saying that he must not have been doing that before this past offseason. That's why you're applauding him. So all of these years you were collecting this money, you weren't prioritizing being in pristine health so you could come into the season ready to roll. And of course, there's Bradley Beal, formerly of the Washington Wizards, now a member of the Phoenix Suns, played in at least 65 games a season in 4 of his first 7 years through the 2018-2019 season, including a pair of 82-game seasons, by the way. He's legitimately injured. Nobody's questioning that. But he hasn't played in more than 60 games in the season since. Beal will have earned $267.9 million through this season. Why am I bringing all of this up? I'm bringing all of this up because everybody wants to talk about new media, new media, new media. You heard Draymond Green say that, right? You hear other people alluding to that, right? Especially former players, right? Most of whom I got nothing but love and admiration for. But that don't mean you always right. The same media you snub your nose at, the same media you have these podcasts just to articulate and disseminate a message that says, yo, you can rely on us because they ain't gonna tell the truth. Where's your truth? Where's it at? How come you didn't do that? Walk over here with me. And I'm looking at my producers here. Put this damn stuff on the board when I tell you to. Put those names up on the board. Put the names of people that was missing games. What about the load management? What about dudes who weren't hurt but sat out a game and go into the stands because the coach wants them rested? Greg Popovich, that's what the rule should be called because he's the one that started all of this. Remember when they had a game in Orlando years ago, and after the game in Orlando, they had a back-to-back the next night in Miami against LeBron and D. Wade and the crew, and Greg Popovich not only didn't have Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker in the lineup, the man sent them home through the Orlando airport on Southwest Airlines. How the hell did we know that? Because they were at a Chick-fil-A in the airport, online, and people were filming them and said, what the hell is this? They're supposed to be playing in Miami on national television tonight. Drove former Commissioner David Stern crazy, God rest his soul. This is what they did. You got cats sitting out games. They'll blame the team, which sometimes is true. They'll blame the coach or the strength and conditioning coach or the medical staff, which is true a lot of times than people realize, a lot more time than people realize, but it's also on them. It's also on them. You see Ben Simmons with the shades, with the Cartiers, and looking like Zoolander, with one of his zoot suits on, looking fly, with a smile on his face, knowing he collected 20, 30 million a year when people came to see him play, and he played one game in the last 3 months. Look at these All-Stars right here. 27 All-Star selections this past 22-23 season. Look at this information. None played in at least 80 games. 8 played between 70 to 79 games. 16 played in at least 65 games, and 11 played in fewer than 65 games. These are all-stars. Marquees. Who people get stuck in traffic for, and go on public transportation for, and spend their hard-earned money on. And you gave them the finger with all of these damn missed games. Can you juxtapose that to former All-Stars like Jordan's last year in the league? Do we have that stat? Because, see, it's worth mentioning. Notable Hall of Famers, number of 82 game seasons. I already gave you all of these stats. When you had Jordan and those boys in All-Star games, the people that were in All-Star games with them barely missed any games. And they weren't making these guys money. Doesn't it always come down to the money? Follow me over here. Doesn't it always come down to the money? Yeah, it does. You know why? Because it's the money that compels some of the players, not most, not all, but some of them, and the teams, and the leagues, not the league itself, but the teams, and the executives and the owners to tell the public, kiss our ass. And the players follow suit. I've had people tell me some dudes didn't want to participate in the slam dunk contest or other events for All-Star Weekend. We ain't getting paid. Why should we do it? We ain't getting paid. I'm sorry, you're making $40 million. Because this player was making $40 million at the time. And his reps was talking about, he ain't they ain't paying him. Well, damn. You ain't getting paid enough? When's enough? And why do I seem so pissed about this? It's not just on behalf of the fans. It's not just behalf on the league that's trying to negotiate a new television rights deal. And obviously that's going to elevate the salary cap, which is going to be more money for the players to dig their hands in, and well-deserved, by the way, because when you play, you are the star attractions, you are the product, you deserve the money. But that's not the point of this discussion. You know what the point of this discussion is? Particularly when we talk about new media. You forget that it's the old media that enabled you to get all of this. Who was fighting for the players? Let me give you some names. The late Ralph Wiley, the late Sam Lacey, Michael Wilbon, William C. Rodin, J.A. Adonde, David Aldridge, Mark Spears, Sean Powell. That's just to name a few. And those are just the black dudes. You had white dudes in media. The Mike Lupicas of the world, the Mitch Albums of the world, the Bob Ryans of the world, and others fighting for players to get paid. Jackie McMullins, Christine Brennan's. The list goes on and on. Everywhere you look, there was media members, black, white, male, female, everywhere, fighting on behalf of players. But now that you got your money, we new media. We don't need y'all. Well, guess what? Y'all ain't that much needed either. Because you can talk, but it don't stop me from talking. Nor Wilbon or any of my contemporaries in this business. who got something to say about it. Remember, I'm not talking all. I'm not talking most. LeBron James is a treasure and a tribute. He's earned his stripes. D. Wade did too. He just got his knees messed up. Kobe Bryant definitely did. Michael Jordan definitely did. Kareem definitely did. Worthy and those boys definitely did. Bird and those boys, before he hurt his back, definitely did. But some of these cats out here today walk around like entitled brats, and we see it a mile away. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame.